Hello once again, my student. Today we are going to discuss powers of 10. The first thing you should know is what a power of 10 actually is. A power of 10 simply means 10 is multiplied by itself. So let's say 10 times 10 is 10 raised to the power of 2. And if you multiply 10 times 10, the answer would be 100. 10 times 10 times 10, and the answer would be 10 to the power of 3, which is equal to 1000. And 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 is equal to 10 to the power of 4, and that would be 10,000. If you notice the number of times 10 appears, it appears that would be the exponent. So here you got two tens, 1, 2, and that's raised to the power of 2. Here you see 10, 10, 10, and you got three tens, and that's raised to the power of 3. So that would be 1000. If you multiply 10 times 10, that would be 100. And you multiply it by 10, that would be 1000. 10 times 10 times 10 is actually 1000, right? Look at this. And if you multiply that by 10, that would be 10,000. So you see, how many tens do we have here? We have 4 tens, so it's raised to the power of 4. Okay, so 10 here is what we call the base, and 2 here is what we call the exponent. Got it? So if we're going to make a table, let's say this would be 10 to the power of 4, okay? And you make it 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, that would give you 10,000, right? So 10,000 here, you call it the standard form. And 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, you call it the expanded form. Here, 4 here, you call it the power of 4. Okay? So let's see the patterns. So 10 to the third, you make 10, 3 tens, multiply 10 times 10 times 10, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, that would be 1000. You see the 0 here, you see 4 tens, you see 4 zeros here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you see 3 tens, you got 3 zeros here, 1, 2, and 3, right? 10 to the second power, 10 times 10, which is 100. And 10 to the first power is 10, and this is 10. How about 0? 10 to the power of 0, you just have 1 here, and you just have 1 there. Got it? Moving along, there is also what we call, oh, sorry about that. There's what we call the negative exponent. So 10 can also be raised in a negative exponent. Let's say 10 raised to the negative power of 2. Wow, you can have that 10, 10 raised to the negative power of 2 is actually, you're saying 1 divided by 10 times 10, which is 1 over 100. Essentially, If you divide 1 over 100, that would be 0.01. That would be 100th. So, if you're going to put it in a table, let's start with 10 to the negative power of 1, right? And 10 to the negative power of 1 is you're dividing 1 by 10, and the answer would be 0.1. If you divide 1 by 10, that would be 0.1 or 1/10. And over here, if you're dividing, if you are raising 10 to the negative power of 2, that would be 1 over 10 times 10, and that would be 1 over 100, which is 0.01 or 1/100. So you call this 100, and this is 1/10. So if you raise this to the negative power of 3, 1 over 10 times 10 times 10, which is equal to 1 over 1000, and this would be 0.001 or 1000. Got it? So, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in class.